So we were 11-4 on the this week with this Gruul Woodlands deck, and not only were we 11-4, we played through a lot of really premium hate. We played through Surgicals, we played through Harbinger of the Tides, we played through a lot of discard spells, a lot of counter spells, Stone Brains, a lot of very premium hate. Really liking the deck. It is fast, it's consistent, and it is resilient too. You got a lot of like good backup plans. So we're gonna play it in today's challenge. Would love to be on the play, but what can you do? We beat up on Dimir really bad this week, so with this build, so I'm hoping, I guess that's what we're up against. Yeah, last night's here was very fun. If you want more cube action, the feeder leagues are supposed to be back tomorrow, so here's hoping that we get to do some more 64-person drafts. You know, I ran really hot last week and I got 3 trophies. Hard to imagine I'll necessarily do as well this week, but we'll see. Love to see no frog. Love the haircut. The hair has actually not been cut. It's been sectioned back here for now. But thank you for the compliment. More cube even when feeders are off. Yeah, I'm glad y'all are liking it. You know, for me, it's like I really enjoy when we're playing for some stakes for the cube. For me, that's been a big part of it. Okay, well, happy to draw the Omniscience, especially with ways to discard in hand. I'm gonna get basic Mountain here, so that if my opponent somehow has main deck Harbinger, which some of the Dimir list are playing, we can Fable. Not too surprised that this gets countered. Oh, sorry, I guess I probably should have just got Forest here. Although I might want to Surveil, we'll see. Might want to Surveil. How did 4 p.m. 64 cube go? We lost in the finals. So, very close. So if I cast this Spyro, my opponent might just let it resolve because they have Orcish Bowmaster in play. Let's see what we draw. We draw a Forest. So if I cast this... Okay, let's just see if this resolves. Next turn I can maybe Traverse for a Spyro if this gets countered. This Ecanisters tweet saying Rumble is not a modern player card. I did not see that tweet. I've been liking Rumble a lot. I disagree. I'm going to discard the Omni and the Foothills here. And then hopefully my opponent, or there's a good chance my opponent will kill my Seasoned Pyromancer. So I guess I should have done a little bit of math. I'm pretty sure I'm not dead. Yeah, not dead. Okay, so we're going to cast Traverse looking for a Woodland. Next turn we can Omni. Am I an alternate now for the 8-person draft? I guess I'm an alternate, but I'm an alternate contingent on Jujubee not being able to make it, which seems pretty unlikely since Jujubee is a big-time grinder. Alright, so copy the Omniscience. Play Omniscience first to play around Otawara. Cast Karn, and if they counter this, we can put a Griselbrand into play, which is kind of tough for them to beat. Okay, so we're going to do the Ancestral Statue loop-de-doop here. We have to do it the hard way, but that's okay. We're in a tournament, we'll, take this seriously. We also get Cityscape Leveler, but this seems like what we should be doing, I think. Oh, okay, well. Okay, if I had a nickel for each time I had an opponent who Archmage's Charms to me with Bowmaster and I drew Seed of Hope to survive, I'd have 2 nickels, which again, not a lot, but funny that this has happened twice now. I drew that off the Archmage's Charm. What's changed the deck since last time? Nothing. We went 11-4 this week, and we beat a lot of really premium cards, and I'm very happy with this, with where the list is at the moment. It did not change any cards. Wow, that's the same way that happened this week. If my opponent had just like cast that on their turn, though, I'm like, I just take like 4 more damage. I don't. I guess they maybe just realized the line or something. So I'm gonna bring in at least one Haywire Mite here as a traverse target for game 2. I think we trim a Spyro. Do they win if they counter the statue there? So in that spot, if they counter statue, I had a traverse in my hand, and I would have been able to traverse for Griselbrand and just cast a Griselbrand. Um, and I guess they could have drown for Griselbrand, but dodges Fatal Push, so it is a pretty resilient card there. I got kind of a close one. I'm going to keep on the draw. Sean with the 8 months, welcome back. Appreciate you. Can this deck reasonably win if Karn gets Stonebrained? Yes. We won a lot of games getting Karn Surgical, Omniscience Surgical this week. You like just casting Griselbrand, drawing your deck, putting a bunch of stuff into play is going to win the game. And like one thing that's kind of hard to remember maybe about games where a key card gets surgical is your opponent a lot of times mulliganed for their sideboard cards. They've mulliganed and they've spent like 4 mana Stonebraining. And so because they've kind of like time walked themselves to Stonebrain you do more often get to exploit that. Okay, love to have milled Omniscience here. Another one. CubeCon's been especially sponsored by WotC. Hell yeah. Very exciting. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and trade this for a card in their hand. Kind of a tell I don't have a Woodland, maybe. So. Or maybe that's what I want them to think. Why do you shock turn 2 after just having had Forest? I have reasons. Seasoned Pyromancer is one of them. Also, like, I might want to play 2-drop and get a Surveil land. My opponent skips through their combat. We call that a whoopsie-dipsy in the biz. More Spell Pierces, very fun. I'm not saying that you can't win also if you get Surgical or Stonebrain, but I'm saying we're doing very good against beating it last time. So still no Woodland, unfortunately. I've also milled my other commercial district. Looking for a few different cards here. Which is the better tempo deck? I feel like Frogtide is just plain stronger than Izzet Wizards. I don't really view Izzet Wizards as a tempo deck. I think it's like almost just like clearly a control deck. Maybe a little semantic-y, I suppose. But that is kind of how I feel about the archetype. Discard another frog. Hits me down to 11 life points. I don't know. I haven't been the most impressed with Dimir lately. Flame of Anor is certainly also one of the only cards in the format that's like pretty dang good against Nadu, for whatever that's worth. Okay, so I think my opponent is going to be one card short of killing me with the frog. Which is not a very good place to be, I suppose. But I am 30 cards deep with no woodland that's gonna, or no traverse. So I do have 7 outs, but although the traverse is not as live of an out, I guess. 1 top, 1 bottom. One thing about Wizards too is there are a lot of ways you can build it, and it's not really clear what the best variant is, you know? So I'm down to 6 life points. Got 5 cards in their hand. Had a Cuban yesterday. We lost in the finals. Fun event. Didn't quite get there. Speaking of not quite getting there, I have to cast this Spyro and discard Karn Griselbrand because I have nothing I can Karn for to save me. I'm 1 mana short of Karning for Bridge. And we are dead. Game 3. No woodlands in top like 33 cards or traverses is what it is. Happens sometimes with these kind of decks. On the play for game 3 is nice. Frog is favored in Frog vs. Wizard matchup, though. I mean, sure. I don't know how much that matters, I guess, but probably matters some. Keeping my 7 here. It's not the best, but it's definitely a keep. I have one of these this time. Another play, I think. This kind of hand is good, too. Not that y'all can see it. Okay, this was actually not in my hand. I was thinking I might have to traverse for a forest this turn. But with that top deck, things have gotten a lot better. That's pretty nice. We can maybe just woodlands copy Griselbrand next turn. We'll almost definitely do that if my opponent just like holds up counter magic. Guess I need a dual land so I could cast Spyro. Okay, so in response to this, before they can Bowmaster me, I'm going to try to copy Griselbrand. Then we'll draw 7. Nice. We revisited Mono Green Eldrazi deck you played towards the beginning of the format. Do you think it's still well positioned? I have not revisited it recently. I do hope to revisit it at some point. Because I haven't played it in a while, I could not tell you how well or poorly positioned it is, I guess. Sorry, it's kind of not the easiest discard plan here, but I also wanted to do this on my turn so I could discard Omniscience. So there's the Harbinger of the Seas. Turns off my woodland for now. You get to resolve a ring. And they don't have any black mana available, which is not unnotable. Just don't need to worry about Bowmasters now. Down to 11. How the top 8 goes last night? We lost in the finals of top 8. How the hell went it go today? It went really well. I think we're 12-4 with the deck overall. Pretty good. I like that deck a lot. I think Phoenix is also just a very good card too, it seems. 1, 2, 3. To keep a card on top with Consider. Hopefully it's not Basic Swamp. So I'm going to go ahead and just block here, keep my life total nice and high. Doesn't seem like I'm going to need the disenchant. So go down to 11, back down to 11 maybe I should say. Draw 3 cards. Sure, I'm just going to go ahead and Utopia Sprawl on red and pass the turn. Again, prioritizing, keeping that life total nice and high. They got 6 cards in their hand. We've used 2 of their counter spells, but they've got Archmage's Charms, and they got a lot of stuff over there. Okay, what are we playing this turn? Or I should say, what are we playing this turn first? Let's start off with a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I did mean to spend some blue mana on that. It's okay, though. Try to reset a ring. Which they bounce back to my hand. Third 1, 2, 3. Remede with the 8 months. Appreciate you. Cookie Monster with the 4. Slykerson with the 19. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all are doing well today. Them having just a sink into the stupor there, that doesn't exactly scream that they have a lot of strength. Could die to the ring, though. How many Seed of Hopes do I have left in the deck? It looks like 2. I'm going to discard a Traverse and an Omniscience. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the Omniscience plan. Let me just go and just cast another ring and see if this resolves. Okay, nice. So we're just going to keep that. We're probably not going to be doing much tapping here. Go for another Fable. Another Fable resolves. I'm just going to play a Karn, I think. Okay, fine. About to get, Fables copying each other. Can hardcast an Omni. They got 6 cards in their hand. Things are looking pretty good here. Get that Spell Pierce out of the way for my hardcast Omni. Got 14 cards left in my deck, so I'm just going to really try to manage those cards as well as I can. Now, if my opponent, gets rid of the Harbinger to unlock their black mana, it's not going to go that well for them, obviously, because I have these woodlands. Can pay for Spell Pierce. Omniscience with Spell Pierce mana available is very fun. And it resolved. Alright, so we'll just start to do the Ancestral Statue loop-de-doop. If you're not familiar with the combo kill, what you do is you grab Ancestral Statue off Karn, then you make Infinite Storm by casting Ancestral Statue over and over, bouncing itself, and then you pick up the card with the statue, then you grab Aetherflux Reservoir, then you cast the Reservoir, then you do need just to have any other spell in your hand to gain infinite life and deal infinite damage. I can't believe, this is our 3rd time hardcasting an Omniscience through a Harbinger of the Seas. It seems like just a feature of this matchup, that you just get to this point really often. This is the 3rd time we've done this. So, I don't know what the current storm count is, but one little trick if you're playing this on Magic Online is you can at any point look at your sideboard to check your look at your Aetherflux Reservoir, which tells you the storm count. So right now it's 11. So we need to get it pretty high. It's okay, we got a lot of time. I don't know if they know that. It's okay. Well, the challenge. I'm not gonna do the little spiel in the chat telling them what the plan is. My opponent is a blue opponent with a lot of cards in their hand, and they might just be trying to counter the Aetherflux Reservoir, and at that point we'd still want to. I guess how many Karns would we have left in our deck? Looks like we still have 2 Karns. I have the ability to draw like 6 extra cards this turn between the ring in play, the ring in my hand, and the 2 Seasoned Pyromancers in my hand, so we could probably get a Reservoir. Or try another Karn if there is indeed 2 left, if I haven't, you know, missed one. What does the opponent have that they wouldn't use on Omni? I don't know. that is a good point. It seems unlikely that they would have. I guess they could have no, they would have countered the Karn with the Consigned to Memory. So yeah, I don't know. All right, I guess I just have 3 spells in my hand actually, so I can just go for this now. All right. Want to know. Pierce, perhaps? Yeah, I mean, I have the treasure tokens, though, so... Fading Pierce there. Very fun. 1-0. This deck has been such a joy. Okay, I'm going to keep my 7 here in the challenge. But it's okay, y'all. Y'all can want a ring ban. Y'all can want a ring ban. You don't have to come in here every day and lobby. IDK aren't multiple rings very good because you can draw reset counters and keep fogging forever. You're very often if you have 2 rings in your opening hand, you do not have the mana to support it, or if you have the mana to cast the ring in your opening hand, you don't have early, like turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 plays. If you have the ring in your opening hands, like you have to mulligan hands that have 2 rings in your opening hand really often because it's a 4-drop, not because the rings are good in multiple when you draw into them later. I'm just saying specifically rings are very clunky in your opening hand because they cost 4 mana a lot of the time, especially if you have multiples in your opening hand. But I guess I just don't know how I could be more clear than this. I feel like I do such a good job laying out my argument. It's okay if you disagree, but then I just see all these comments that just I feel like are saying like the complete opposite of what I just said. What can you do? Fortunately, I have to play this Boseiju out. Yeah, but yes, the ring is very good. It sees a lot of play. I know. All right, let's move on. It's coating our Tron opponent to death, hopefully. Nice. Good starts. How do you get Omni into play? So, usually what you do is we're trying to copy Omniscience with Shifting Woodland. We did actually hardcast it yet last match because our opponent played a Harbinger of the Tides, giving us a lot of blue mana. So I actually board out all my rings in this matchup for the Haywire Mites. They're just pretty slow, and they're a Karn the Great Crater deck. Yeah, I agree. A ring ban would be vibes based, not power level based, which is fine. Wizards is pretty inconsistent with their ban philosophies, or sometimes they do just vibe based ban stuff, which is fine. Y'all can be vibe based gamers too. Okay, opponent has not been the most consistent at turn 3 Tronin so far. You got a turn 2 Fable. Thoughts on a deck package idea? Lotus Field, Flood Moon, and Flare of Denial. Okay, well, Lotus Field and Flood Moon are pretty bad together, because, right? You wouldn't really want to play those cards together. But I do think that the Otter of Bolas card does seem pretty enticing in a Flare of Denial shell, in a Blood Sun Flare of Denial shell. The coating just always hangs out until you play against Tron, and you're like, oh, I'm so happy I'm playing coating. So they can get Tron here, but their rings are turned off, and their Karns are getting pressured by my Shamans, but I guess I can't coating if they Karn, right? Okay. Was it 4 mana do nothing all along? I don't know. I have no thoughts anymore. Guess I don't really care because I'm just going to Boseiju in their draw step. Well, off to a pretty fast 2-0 in the challenge. Pretty exciting. 7-rounder today. Okay, we won the die roll, which is good news. On the play for round 3 of the challenge. Gonna mulligan my 7-card hand. DRC has always been on. Adept only gets activated once. Adept only gets activated once. I guess I don't know what that means. I've had many turns where I hit my opponent twice with a big adept, or many games where I hit my opponent twice in a row with a big adept. Have you heard about the play points when you 5-1 a 64 Vegas thing? No, I have no idea. Yeah, DRC is better with Pyroplasm Plan. I mean, DRC is good. I'm not trying to hate on DRC, of course. Chess guys are pretty good matchup game 1. Cause like I got 1 play point. I don't know if they are they planning on giving more prizes or. So I need to start doing this a bit more often, but I need to be grabbing the surveil land and then responding to the surveil with cash grab like this. So this way, if I don't mill over both surveil lands. Okay, so take this and then graveyard here. So copy Griselbrand. I'm going to try to dig for Omniscience and like try to discard it to hand size. But first you don't succeed. Draw 7 more cards. Don't know if I'd be this cavalier if it wasn't game 1. So you know they don't play bolts in the deck. It's pretty rare for Just Guy to play Lightning Bolt, yeah. I don't know for sure, but usually it's very rare for them to play Bolt over Prismatic Ending and Leyline Binding in those spots. And so for them to have like Flage plus Bolt or 2 bolts, just not too worried about it, I guess. This deck is hilarious. What is this? I know, this deck has been so good. We're, I guess, now 13-4 with it overall. It said if you lose in the finals and stand by on qualifier day in case someone doesn't join, you get 1,000 play points. Okay, cool. I'll take 1,000 play points. What a strong draw from us. Well, we drew 14 cards last turn with Griselbrand, so I did get to sculpt my hand pretty good. Again, the plan is to make Infinite Storm, then pick up Karn, then Karn for Aetherflux Reservoir. And you can actually check your storm count here. Okay, so I have enough spells in my hand to just do this now. Yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll just play this tomorrow. Alright, so I'm just going to bring in 1 Haywire Mite for Cash Grab number 3. I don't know. Cash Grab's so good, though. But just in case they have any lock piece being able to traverse for this is pretty nice. I do think we want to cut Cash Grab over anything else. I guess we could cut a Sprawl. No, I can't cut a Sprawl. What is it? They counterspell Reservoir? Kind of depends, right? So if they just counter the Reservoir, you can try to Karn it back by exiling it from your yard and then Karning for it again. You can also just cast a bunch of Fables and Seasoned Pyromancers and Griselbrand, Omniscience, and just like outvalue control happens, more often than you think. Yeah, Woodland is crazy card. They're like to combo off on turn 4 and through Modern, starting from 0 board state. My opponent has 2 counterspells that turn, and we just still win the same turn is pretty cool. But the fact that they just can't counterspell the Woodland is so wild. You no longer copy paste explain the combo to scoop. Not in a challenge. I in a league I'm just trying to get the show on the road. I'm trying to get more reps and practice. But in a challenge against a control opponent who has cards in hand, I'm not gonna type it out. I'm not gonna type it out. Because it's like they could just too easily like realize what's going on and then adjust their game plan, which I don't want to let happen. What's my plan against Graveyard Hate? Should be like, maybe so I can traverse for Boseiju, I can traverse for Haywire Mite, I can Karn for Haywire Mite, I can board in Haywire Mite, I can cast Ring, I can cast Fable, I can cast Karn, I can cast Seasoned Pyromancer. The deck just kind of just starts just drawing a lot of cards and building its engine. Yeah. So grabbing the ring here. Would it make sense to try another color instead of red, or is this Fable Spiral looting too important? I was thinking blue for Lord Revealed Second Super. I have played blue in this deck. Blue is a totally reasonable direction to go in, I think. And we have tried it. But red, like, you know, people keep asking, "What's your sideboard plan against this stuff? What's your plan B? What's your plan B?" Um, Four Seasoned Pyromancer, four Fable is just a pretty good plan B. And so like when you pivot to like instant and sorcery based looting, or like even Ledger Shredder, your plan B is just not as good. You know what I mean? Can't you also build around this interaction by exploiting Gifts and Given? I mean, you could. Gifts and Given's pretty slow, but yeah, we could try gifting for like Shifting Woodland plus Loam plus Payoff. That would be very fun at the very least.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Happy wishes. Shout out to Ludo. Shout out to Ludo. I'm not sure who that is, but shout out. So now, I guess I already had Delirium off the Traverse. Maybe I should have just copied Ring there. Yeah, Haywire plan beat down plan A. Have I heard about Doomwake? Like the streamer Doomwake? I know, dude. Wait, did something happen? Wait, did they brick on the Narset? That's so lucky for me. Hits keep coming, huh? They get a ring. Not the best play into my Haywire Mite. Is a bit rude to a kid at tournament because they played Nado. Well, I hope that's not the case. I try not to usually get involved in the silly MTG Twitter drama, but you should not be rude to your opponents in paper. You should not be rude to anyone, or all just trying to get by. Yeah, let's just like go really in on the ring here, I think. So with the Minamo, they can like untap the ring and then still get the card. We'll just go, do this fight now. Main phase untapping the ring after you've hit your land drop is a bit odd. I guess they're worried about more removal for the ring. So still no Omni in the yard. Let's see what we mill with the Seed of Hope. Okay, let's not put that into the hand. So we can play around a Surgical Extraction here too, which is pretty fun. Against a specific deck with Might, is Surgical better than Rip? I mean, Surgical is pretty good, yeah. When Seed of Hope is Entomb plus draw a card plus gain 2 life, it's so nuts. Although this time it was just Entomb, gain 2 life. Oh, I hope our opponent Sol. Yeah, so one thing I love about this deck is Solitude on Statue does nothing. Watch this. I'm just going to pick that Karn right back up. I'm going to get that statue, and you're down 2 cards. I'm plus 3 life. One says, can't control what you're doing. Yeah, I agree that control is a tough matchup for the deck. Or has a tough time against Woodland combo. We're 3-0 with Shifting Woodland combo and the Modern Challenge. We're on the play. I have a keepable 7-card hand here. Need to get Stomping Ground, despite, you know, not a lot of Field of Ruins right now. I need the second red source. Up against Nadu. Great matchup to have one the die roll in. A wise choice from us. Discarding Spyro here, I think. Been tested with 3 red MDFCs and Hollow List for extra evidence support is not worth. I haven't felt like I need more evidence support, and I just want to play more fetches because they get the Surveil lands. The Surveil lands are just so good in that deck, which is why I was surprised the challenge top 4 player cut one of the Surveil lands, because for me it's just been so good. But I think if you do cut a Surveil land, you can play MDFCs instead. Probably playing Pinnacle Monk. So they can't cord for a Nadu here. So I could maybe Stone Brain. I'll start off with Seed of Hope, though. Grabbing a Seasoned Pyromancer, I guess. And then gonna play another Seed of Hope. Seems like they have endurance with these little pauses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I cut the Stone Brain. Damn it. I forgot I cut the Stone Brain. But I haven't cut the Engineered Explosives yet. All right, I guess if their hand is Endurance plus Cord, that could get me. If I only had a brain. Yeah, E is kind of better here. So I don't think they're going to Cord for 2, but maybe they do have Endurance. Okay, well, I don't think they're going to Cord for 2 and get a 2-drop. Gets a Halfling. So I don't think we need to needle the Outriders in core, since they can't Outriders and Nadu me this turn. Yeah, Selfless Spirit would have been pretty good. There's the bird. Spending 2 lands here. Discard Ring and Fable. I think with me having Spyro, or Fable plus Spyro, I don't really need these like really slow card selection cards. Guess I'm not going to attack right now. Okay. Name Shuko, so I'm just going to lose this Karn to the Nadu attack. And one nice thing here is my opponent can't attack Karn and Cord for Outriders unless they have a land. So they need to have like land plus Cord or just have natty Outriders here. Violet with the 3 months, they go come back. Notably, they didn't Surveil here. Would animating their Shuko not stop them from equipping if it dies? I guess it would. I guess that was probably better than. See how far they can get with this Bristly Bill. Makes sense why they didn't crack their fetch for the Surveil land. We lost in the finals yesterday. So keep a card on top, which means it's a land. They hit a fetch land. It's pretty good. Come on, dude. Nice. Can't even hate, I guess. Can hate a little bit. No, what? Fetchland, Saga, Fetchland? Are they? Can they even trigger Nadu anymore? I guess if they hit only lands, then they. They have Dryad Arbor. Can they kill me with the Nadu? Like an end bill activation? Oh, Arbor's in the graveyard. Ooh. So dead Karn. Shuko still Needle. They have 1 card in their hand. Doesn't seem to be an Outriders. I have a Seed of Hope in my hand. We're 21 cards with no Omniscience yet. Hopefully we can find Omniscience soon. Might as well grab that. We also have, this Spyro plus Fable going on. So they're going to get to trigger this some more on my turn. They find a Court of Calling, which is got to be pretty bad for me. So I drew Rumble for turn. Okay, so we're going to put the ring into our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's play around Endurance by attacking with our Shaman. Might as well attack with the rest of the team here. Except for the Fable, of course. Got no cards in my hand besides the Spyro, but I can also copy a Spyro. Can tap the ring, so we have like access to 5 cards here. Most of our stuff cantrips if it's not, a Karn or a Traverse for Griselbrand. Okay, I did draw 2 lands off of the Spyro. There's a Cash Grab though. It's pretty good. So there's a Karn. So because we haven't implemented the Reliquary Tower Clock of Omens loop yet, we just have to see if we draw any spell off Spyro here for the deterministic win. We did. That any spell was another Karn, so I think I'm just going to try to not be too behind on clock in this click-intensive mirror here. Probably don't. The biggest problem maybe is, oh, a 50 life. That's Aetherflux Reservoir mana. Yield and save targets. There are no targets for Ancestral Statue, but also they're just dead right now. We don't need to bother. Well, we're bringing these Haywire Mites and cut the rings. I do cut rings a lot in this matchup, or in this deck. It's just like I cut them. I think I'm cutting them against Ruby, Tron, and Nadu right now. It's kind of cool because when you bring in the Mites, you still have artifacts in the deck for Delirium. My hand is like really borderline, but like I really want to keep. You have to mulligan. It's Shifting Woodland is my only land. I guess I'll show. Double Haywire Mite, double Cash Grab, Rumble. Seed of Hope. I think if we had an untapped land, we could keep, but we just don't, so we're gonna mulligan. 6-card hand seems better. That's on a 7-card hand. In a 4-color Helga deck coming out, I think is optimal. I'm currently on 2. When I was playing the Kruger build, I had 0 and felt like I wanted at least 1 or 2, but decided to just play 0. And you kind of don't need it because you have Leyline Scion in that build for like life gain, and you kind of want to keep the curve lower in your Kruger deck. But at the very least, I don't feel very strongly about it, you know. Okay, pretty good turn 2 from them. I got the 4th Lord and 4th Force Negation. I would cut Subtlety over Force Negation. So I would play 4 Force Negation for sure in that deck, but the 4th Lorian's probably okay cut. Shocking High Fountain. So they're repping Swan Song or New Swan Song. Discard Omniscience Fable here. And unfortunately just pass back. No land drop. Got 3 cards in their hand. Presumably they got a Swan Song. Just double check. It's Enchantment, Instant Sorcery, right? Alright. Game 3 on the play. Yeah, so I had Fable and Spyro, so I chose to Spyro there. Okay, on the play for game 3. Running it back. Keeping Swan Song or just holding up Spell Pierce. 1 mana counter spell. And so I'm playing around it with Spyro over Fable, but sure. I think Swan Song is a little bit more likely, at least like I feel like I get Swan Song more than I get Spell Pierce by Nadu. Looks like there's some lag there. Their clock like shot back up. So they have their own Haywire Mite here. Taking Fable over the Stomping Ground. Rumbling. I did not have my own Haywire Mite. So I want to minus here. I think maybe for my own Haywire Mite, because I'm worried about my opponent having a Pithing Needle for me. So I think we'll just grab my own Haywire Mite. But then the Karn is also shutting off a Shuko, and I guess shutting off their Mite activation if that's relevant, which it might not be here. Chocolate, 29 months. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Come a long way from Random Friends. Every time I get excited to try a Spikeless, I would mock shit on C4 rings. Well, we're what 12-4 with the Hollow One list this week. You could try that. So Karn goes to 2. Not a criticism, by the way. That's fine. It can be a criticism. Got a lot of lines here. The fact that they have Boseiju in play makes me feel a little bit more comfy about getting Needle for the Shuko. I'm just not sure what the rest of my turn exactly looks like. I think I probably am rumbling and pretty unhappy with this hit, I guess. Needle Shuko. Play Haywire Mite. Needing Outrider and X-Lang Shuko makes sense. Well, maybe. Tough match. Yeah, no emergency ban. It was a big mistake. It's been a big mistake for a long time. It is what it is. I was feeling kind of good after we won game 1. We got Force of Vigor now. We'll just go ahead and back it in. I might be misremembering, but I think this person, Luna, I think she's like, what is she like? She's top 8 at like 3 modern challenges in a row, or like maybe like finals 3 modern challenges in a row. I think she's like been on a tear. I might be misremembering or confusing her with someone else. But I think she's been doing it with this Mardu deck too. Good start. This is maybe a game where I needed to be on the play, but we might be able to stabilize. Sack this so they get no energy. Okay. Hopefully, this works. Got a lot of blockers. Flipping a Johnny can be pretty scary here, though. Yeah, I think they maybe should have flipped the Ajani with the Flage, but it didn't really matter either way. I was just going to be able to combo this turn. Okay, so our storm count is 12 at the moment. Cool. Okay, I'm going to go look on her Twitter and see what her last list is. Pretty fair game on online tournaments. Yeah, I followed her because I saw this tweet. Won the Modern Challenge today. That makes 3 challenges in a row I made it to the finals of, which is really crazy. Quite a hot streak. Okay, bye, love you. So there's some Damping Spheres on the board, which are not the hardest to beat, but we might just want the mites for them anyways. Because with Damping Sphere, it's not really so tough. You just like Karn for Cityscape Leveler. Those are the Wear Tears are going to come in. The Nile Spell Bombs, which also we want the mites for. So we probably want to bring in all the mites. And trim like 1/1 a lot of the time. Actually, although I guess the Bowmaster build, let's probably just trip a Spyro. How does deck beat Damping Sphere, Pithing Needle, Rolling Vortex, Haywire Mite, Harbinger, Blood Moon, Magus, Blood Sun, Leyland Void, Rest in Peace, Hearst, Nadus, Joke Present Answer. I mean, we've like literally beaten all of these cards, so I know you can watch the VOD, but like, you know, Karn, Traverse, Fable, Spyro, Ring. It's not the most complicated. Whoosh. I don't know. I know it's a joke, please don't answer it. What, it's not I don't know. I don't mind answering. I think this is an actual this is a question people ask a lot. I know I maybe just be goofing on that, but what's the worst matchup? I think Ruby Storm has got to be the worst matchup. I don't think we've played against it. Put it moles to 6. I like my 7. I would again love to be able to play. Not that I would actually agree to it here, but you ever win game 1 and then you draw your 7-card hand game 2 and you're like, I would like sometimes I feel like I would just concede some game 2s to be on the play with my 7-card hand for game 3. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't do it with this specific hand, but sometimes I feel like I would rather just concede and just go to a game where we're on the I'll play with the crazy hand. So our opponent mulled to 5, but then they surveilled Flage into the yard, so that's an unmulligan right there. All the time? Hell yeah. I wasn't sure how relatable that one would be. Oh no, the one lander. Just click the land. I think she means like I'm assuming she means she mulliganed to put the land back on accident. Okay, so this is enchantment, land, planeswalker. So I guess I need to pick this, but we have the win here on turn 3. Oh, could have sacked that for green. back to work. I do have spells in my hand for the statue loop. Got 2 of them, so we don't have to cast that many spells. Looks like we're 4-1. Yeah, this deck's been pretty damn good. Consistent, resilient, and fast. Always a good combo. Got some, yeah, technically always playing at work, I guess. Although I used to be an IT guy, and during like installs or like slow times, I'd play some Magic Online at work. How will this deck hold up against a ring ban? I think pretty well. I mean, the ring is good in this deck, and it's like your matchup against Jeskai control gets a lot worse if they ban the ring, but your matchup still that's your best matchup, so it's probably fine. I'm even like boarding out ring against Nadu, against Ruby Storm, and against Tron at the moment, so it's still it's of all the decks that like play ring, this would probably be the one that's like least impacted by a ring ban. Doesn't just get worse than that happen. Yeah, that's a good point. Although to some extent, like because you're a Karn deck, you don't mind their rings as much. Okay, 4-1. Feeling good. Might play this in the showcase tomorrow. Let's get a little bit more reps in with this Eldrazi build though. On the play. Got a pretty borderline hand. I think I'm borderline but keepable on the play. So I got one more little text I gotta send real quick. Basic forest, talisman. So green red Eldrazi, maybe through the breach. Sounds like they're probably pretty cold to a Karn and a coating. I think breachless don't play 2 forests. Yeah, that might be the case. Stop with my draw step. Do we have the Boseiju? they have Boseiju, we still get to kill one of the forests. A little bit of counting here. Just get a commercial district. Keep that on top. Don't you just love it when you're like, you're in a deep run of a challenge and you just have an opponent stumble? So this must be how Juju Bean felt yesterday. Okay, so we're on the draw against some Eldrazi variant, and usually against these I cut the rings and I bring in the mites, and I think we're gonna stick to that here. Oh yeah, we can also woodland copy coating. I was gonna combo next turn also. I had enough mana to combo next turn with Inspire, discard Omniscience. What I drafted, what was Juju Bean playing? I drafted 4-color, good stuff. I feel like my seat was really hard, and I think I did about as good as I could. I don't really like the archetype that much, but it's just where we were at. We only had one basic land in our deck too, which is fun. And Bean was playing like Sultai with like a lot of like kind of cute synergies, like had Psychic Frog plus Currency Converter. Just had like a good deck. Yeah, one more fetch line would have been a big deal. Yeah, we drafted live. You could watch the VOD. I'm sure there was a couple spots that could have been a bit better. I probably should watch the VOD myself and check what we could have done. Our round 1 draft was pretty tough, but we did 3 of them. So R through the breach. I think it's a bit out of line to draft live for tournaments with stakes. So yeah, so we've been doing emote only mode during the draft, so people don't influence the picks. But is it out of line because people are able to see what I'm drafting? You can negatively affect multiple people if someone snipes. That's a good point, yeah. That is a good point. I think there's some nuance, but yeah, maybe we shouldn't be streaming them. Good draft on delay. Let the stream catch up. Yeah, maybe. Not sure. I think you should maybe at least do a couple minutes delay if you want to stream the draft. Yeah, I think that's probably right. We'll see if we even do any more of them. I think maybe even just do them as YouTube videos could be good too. I didn't really think about it affecting the rest of the pod too. Yeah, you can see who else is in the pod. Game 3. I'll take some spring rolls, Esther. Yeah, thank you, sweetie. Yeah, delay also just kind of removes a lot of the problems. I don't know how easy it is to like catch up. I tend to hate streaming on a delay, but I also really enjoy doing the cube drafts, so maybe it's worth. Yeah, I know. It's more about other people being able to make better picks because they know what's coming. I'll do 4 spring rolls. A 5-minute delay and catch up in deck building seems fine. Yeah, probably fine. I don't know how to like get rid of the delay once you start it, but I'll figure it out. Seed of Hope actually hits pretty often. Seed of Hope is very good at the deck, in a deck that's trying to get Delirium really quickly, in a deck that is trying to fill up the graveyard, deck that's looking for specific cards. Seed of Hope has been very good, yes. Okay, kind of a sketchy. It's pretty keepable, but it's very, very similar to my first hand, actually, where I just have Utopia Sprawl, Boseiju, and no basic forest. Not sure if there's a way to technically do a thread starting stream. That would be ideal. Yeah. Restarting the stream is tough. There's probably you have to set the delay back to 0 in stream and restart. Tough. We'll see. I mean, again, we might just not ever get another 64-person draft, but we'll figure it out. I agree we should be doing something else, something different. They're on a multi 4 this game, which helps. Multi 4, Ugin's Lap, Imprint Emrakul, 3 cards left in their hand. Top deck the Forest again. Using hand hider in the picks, that's too bad. I think I'll think about some more. We'll figure it out. We'll just focus on this Chally. I think. Okay, so y'all can see my hand here. Say turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer on the Molda 4. Might Boseiju this Ugin's Lab. Pretty good chance that I do. Not sure what they're gonna take here. Yeah, it seems like just doing like a 5-minute delay is probably for the best, and can maybe like type to y'all in the chat or something. All right, so I think we're gonna go cash grab into Boseiju probably. Dude, imagine the stream is just going to be so good with the delay. I just don't get distracted by chat the whole time. I just play perfect, draft perfect. No problems with stream sniping. But I'm miserable on the inside. Or I'm not. I'm just really happy playing cube the whole time. All right, hand hider. Yeah, I mean, it's been really nice to have chat with the cube because basically every time chat tells me one of my card choices is like really wrong or that I should not play a card in the deck after I've picked it, like it almost without fail the card ends up like hard carrying the match. Okay, so interesting spot. I could traverse for a land, play the land. Yeah, I think traverse for a surveil land and then maybe hitting an omniscience would be, or is worth it here. That can go Haywire Mite then Spyro. Okay, brick. They do have the Thought-Knot Seer coming in, which is not the end of the world. Oh, sorry, I forgot y'all can't see the hand. I traverse and Spyro here. Just digging for the Omni. Taking 4 here is probably, yeah, seems correct with my hand. Their hand is Thought-Knot Seer and then 3 mystery cards. They do have the land. Looks like y'all are going to get to see the hand again. I have Spyro, Thought-Knot Seer. Should probably take the, sorry, I have Fable, Spyro. No Traverse for Griselbrand and then discard it. That might have been the better line, yeah. Seems like, actually, that probably is better. Then I can double block a Seer. Nice to have some ring insurance via the Mite. Jump with the spawn at this point. And is not as good as y'all probably hope it is. Seems like Griselbrand line would have been great, though. Sex spawn, exile Pyre from graveyard before damage. Ah, that was also better. Did I have 5 mana for that? I think I did. I didn't have double red, okay. Got 3 cards in their hand. I have a lot of really good top decks. Okay. And we're pretty good against the ring here. It's kind of like the best thing. We'd even like Woodland copy Mites to defeat future rings here. Just churning through the deck. Good thing their hand isn't through the breach Eldrazi here. The Spyro tokens can help with the Annihilator sum, although the flying is kind of an issue. I think there's a chance they have another ring in their hand, that they have a Through the Breach, no Eldrazi. They just drew this Temple. They could have Devour in their hand. Looks like they do have the Devourer. You go after a Spawn or a Utopia Sprawl? Alright, we'll just get another one of these. Their hand is almost definitely a Through the Breach or an Eldrazi. What's nice is that Ulamog is only a 9. Oh, sorry, there's Emrakul next out. Never mind. Forgot about that one. Okay. Seasoned Pyromancer, discard Omniscience. Copy Omniscience. Play Omniscience. Play Haywire Mite. Pass the turn. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's a little bit worse if I draw a Fable, but it's a bit better against Ulamog Annihilator. Could have saved the Haywire Mite in hand for the Karn loop kill, I guess, but it'll be okay. It might be right to attack with the Spyro so we can have one more permanent for Annihilator. 5, 6, 7, 8. They're a little ways away from Ulamog hardcast. Okay. Obviously great for us for them to play the ring. We are 37 cards deep without seeing a Karn, right? Still no Karn. Gonna main phase Surveillance in case I hit the Griselbrand. That's staying on top. Need to fade through the breach, Emrakul. I can copy Haywire Mite twice and I can go to 15 exactly. I don't know why they're not attacking with the Devourer, by the way. I do have another spell in my hand. It's a Utopia Sprawl, so I can I can do the loop and win here if they have nothing. I'm not sure if they could have like a bolt, but if they have a bolt, we can pick up Spyro with the statue and draw 2 more at least. Yeah, we're alive against Ulamog. I've been trying to play this game where we could beat Ulamog, but the Emrakul was like barely not beatable last turn. K-Command could do it too. Well, K-Command doesn't really break anything else up because I just have Omniscience in play. Okay, that game was way easier if I just tutored for Griselbrand off the Traverse and discarded it. I was just for some reason like tunnel focused on trying to like high roll surveil the Omniscience of the yard, which is pretty bad. But that being said, we're 5-1. We have our winning in next round. I guess technically we could get lucky and losing it in, but that seems pretty unlikely because our breakers seem bad. And we also won the die roll, which is good for winning matches. Because we don't have to do nothing for an hour. It's because if we got paired against our friend Yendrik, and he scooped so we could get into top 8, then we would be doing nothing for an hour.
No paid actors.
Do you get paired into an X2? You know what we might have here? Would not ask an X2 to scoop. Dude, Entomb, gain 2 life, draw a card. Oh, beautiful. Enchantment, instant sorcery land. Looks like we're up against Nadu again. See if they have endurance, I guess. We are going for it, though. Wasn't endurance, which I guess is better for us. No thanks. They choose Yavimaya to put into their hand. Thank you, sweetie. That was a much needed pit stop. A bold person Crypt because of their woodlands with no Nadu in the yard. Been missing the Stone Rain today a few times. Yeah, it's tough because if we're gonna add the we figured out a deterministic loop where Karn doesn't need another spell to win. We have to play Clock of Omens and Reliquary, the white card from H3. It requires two more sideboard slots, just so Karn can win games if you don't have another spell. Oh, Crypt because of Thoracle. I see. I mean, they could still win the game. I don't know. I also have a plan with my hand. Court of Calling is a hell of a card, huh? A really tough turn. You have to empty your hand to get bridge for Exile and Thor Commander. Not if I can chain rings, but yeah, I guess also emptying your hand works. Yeah. Well, they just kill Karn and go off. Well, they kill Karn and go off, but we get to exile their Thassa's Oracle, and I have plans here. They also, like, you know, don't necessarily have a card that combos with Nadu, but they probably do. They didn't bestow. Well. See how long the turn is. Up to Karn, defend with ring, draw end of turn looks fine. Well, you can't draw end of turn because of summoning sickness. That's one problem. And then the other problem is if my opponent just has another chord for Outrider in core, we lose. Yeah, well, if we pressed on, yeah, Nadu, Karn also goes to 1 loyalty, which would have been a problem. We could have blocked the Safekeeper, so Karn technically could have lived. But that's like, that's probably just worse than like needling Shuko. It's just so tough to play around like Court of Calling in their hand or Shuko in their hand. It's like, or Outriders. Like they have 4 copies of both, basically. I play as Exile Oracle and hope they time out. Well, not hoping they time out. I can win this game. I'm a combo deck that no longer is dying. And also, they don't have 18 power in play, do they? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Oh, they do. Sorry. I can put some blockers in play. I also like, I do have the combo here, but they can just endurance me, which is pretty frustrating. But I think we cash grab, look for a ring first. Break on extra ring, but we can play a Spyro, get 2 blockers. Oh, sorry, I forgot they just have 3 more points of power toughness coming in. Maybe we are just dead. They revealed Summoner's Pack, so they have endurance available. Tough we had the turn 3 win, but they had the Boseiju. You really just kind of have to hope they don't have it. I think we're even dead still here. The endurance is universal. Yeah, there's like no chance they don't play the endurance. Yeah, it does look like we 2, 3. Yeah, we're dead. I did draw a ring off the Spyro. I don't know. I could have needled the Shuko. It's just so tough to play around Chord versus Shuko in hand. Load is pretty broken. It is what it is. I mean, going for it leaves you the out of not thinking to pact for endurance. Not going for it means you lose. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think it made more sense to just go for it over playing Spyro and dying. You're not wrong. It does seem like I needed to like just needle Shuko or Outriders and hope for the best. Also, alternatively, maybe like grabbing Needle off Karn and then the ability to like Needle Outrider or Needle Outriders and like maybe keep Karn alive for the turn is good, but it's like Nadu is just a 3/4 flyer, so it's so hard to protect Karn. Stupid bird. Need the land here. When you're 64, awesome, Ufta. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Can we beat Naruto in the draw? Seems borderline impossible. I mean, sometimes you can Haywire Mite them. Sometimes they stumble, but yeah, I agree. So losing that game 1 was very bad because, you know, being on the play is a gift, and having a turn. We had a turn 3 win on the play. That's like kind of what you need to have, and just wasn't good enough. They can't cord for endurance, which is something. Maybe we should have a damping matrix in the sideboard. Endurance pitching summoners back. All natural. So they have 2 cards in their hand. They need a Nadu, and they need something to combo with the Nadu. Yep, pretty dead. Wizards every challenge for 2 months. Wizards, why is it emergency ban? Stupid. Okay, that's fine. So I think I might run this deck back tomorrow on the Chally, the showcase Chally. I don't know. Maybe I should just play Jeskai or something that has more of a game against Nadu. Nadu seems like a bad matchup. Could shelve this until they ban this stupid bird. But we also, unfortunately, our breakers are so bad we're not gonna make top 8. Like there's just basically no chance we sneak in. We just our breakers are like worse than a big chunk of the X2s. Yeah, if I play, I could just play Nadu maybe, but I maybe would just cube instead tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Like I think we're probably less than 1% the top 8, if not just actual 0%. Yeah, 10 more days of Nadu. It's not the end of the world. Tomorrow's Showcase Challenge and Feeder League. So I'm planning on streaming tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to